Hello, my name is Scott for SB Gaming and welcome back to Transport Fever, Truck Fever Edition, and in this episode we will get to planes. As you can see probably on the screen down at the bottom, I'll point out right here, we do have an airport. We do have an airport here in Salinas, and so yeah, this one was relatively easy to get put in since the slope was not that bad. And so I just leveled off the train. And yeah, we have that. This connects basically right into here, so anyone taking the RT1 tram will be able to get right to the airport. So that was pretty easy to get put in. This one was a little bit more of a challenge, and I decided to place it here because reasons. I expanded the ground out to here, made this a tunnel, and I thought oh that's right, I had to, yeah, I ended up upgrading the airport, or rather, we only have one terminal. That's right. Why does this say South Bend? Okay, about that. This is South Bend North, sure. All right, and we also have an airport over here. This is hopefully within range of that. Looks like it, yep. And it's also within range of that, so people just have to walk up that to get to the airport. And yep, so the planes will take off in that direction. They'll have to come up over the hill. Hopefully they don't just go through the ground, but we'll find out when we set this up. I could have possibly set it up here, maybe. Actually, that might have been an okay place, although then we would have had to bring a tram in, so maybe not so much. And here, yeah, I had to redo this, put this in. I was originally going to do it this way, but it was just too tight here, and yeah, I probably would have had to do something with that. So ultimately I decided not to. So we have 3 airports. I won't be putting any more airports in. These are just to provide some air travel, just because. And with that said, although we might just put in a ship line from Wichita Falls, Athens and Denton. Although I'd have to redo this bridge, so maybe not. I would probably raise this up. My intention was to bring this as a level crossing, just because reasons. I don't really use level crossings all that much, and apparently I forgot to smooth that. Oh, that can't stand. And that as well. Oh dear. Oh, the pain, the suffering. Oh, that's right, I forgot to do that. Yeah, I was busy with putting in the airports. Does it make sense to have an airport here? No, because people can get... Yeah, this is just to provide a bit of variety of travel. So what we have here, we have the Dornier Mercure. It is a 5 capacity, 175 kilometer, top speed, beast of a plane. It costs 58.1k in running costs a year versus 1.96 million a year. So yeah. Plus it costs, what was it? 349k to purchase. So that's that. What we are going to do is we're going to buy 2 of them, and we are going to set this one to, actually before we do, am I able to upgrade this? Because I kind of want 2 terminals. Depot contains, okay, about that. We're going to sell them off. We are going to upgrade this to 2 terminals and apply that. Now that kind of, yeah, let's not have that. All right, about that. Now we are going to buy the aircraft again. We're going to select this one, and we're going to go new line from here over to Salinas. We are going to take the other one, a new line from, where's the airport? Right here, over to right here. And so the planes will land this way, take off that way. All right, about that. Let's just throw air travel on. Oh, no. All right, so it'll fly over the city coming in. It has to flip around. Takes off on that way. Banks, and we'll be going that way. Then it has to swing around and come in over here, which should be fine. And then over here, it will take off and hopefully climb straight up to a cruising altitude. And now this is interesting. The planes take this exact same flight path. Interesting. All right. And so the other planes will, from here, fly across here. And they will come in through this valley, so that would be interesting. It doesn't really necessarily matter how low they fly unless they fly really, really low. And then they come in and, oh, indeed. Well, let's just follow these then. What I'm going to do is we are going to select that and that. Although, do I want those two? You know what? We are going to choose that and that. Two different colors of blue. This one is going to be air, Tacoma to Salinas. And this one is going to be air, Tacoma to South Bend. And what we want to do, we are going to first follow this plane. I don't think I've ever used this one except in one of the missions. Interesting. And one thing actually I'm going to have to do, that was the autosave. We're just going to jump back over to here because reasons, actually. No, that one's set up. I did set up a tram station here because what I would like to do is run just a tram into here. We're going to buy a tram somewhere. Yeah, we'll buy it down here. We'll put the Toronto CRLV on. We're going to go new line from here over to here. And this will be, get rid of that. Trams, visible. This will be RT5. And this is going to be called Bus South Bend Tram RT5. All right, got that. So we got that going. So there will be a connection out to the city because right now people can't really walk there. Yep. These buildings are just not within range. Gets up to here and up to here, but that's just not close enough for that building. Yep, so it's definitely going to need to have a tram line. Anyway, let's shut that off and we are going to follow Air Tacoma to Salinas. And here we go. I can't remember if I've used these particular airports other than in missions. Alright, we are going to grab the first person cam. And we get the elevation, that is nice. And readjust its route. So this one here, going from Tacoma to Salinas, is going to be very straight and direct. It's going to be a very efficient route. And now we are running at 178, 176 kilometers an hour. Drop down to 175 to cruising speed. And enjoy the countryside. Well, there's not really much to enjoy, although we can see we have some M300s running. Trucks. But yeah, the test will be to see whether we'll be able to make it through the mountain. This could be interesting. This could be very interesting indeed. Because we may have to do some sculpting of the terrain. And flying over Raleigh. We have the coal mine passing by. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. Although, with that said, now it's beginning its decline. We might have to jump out. That's right there. Where is our plane? Where's the plane? Plane is right here. All right. No problem. Well, this would be a very, very exciting flight for anyone. You get a flyby of the mountain, crossing over the M300 line. And I'm going to pause it here. There we go. This could be very interesting. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, so low to the mountain ridge. All right, about that. What we are going to want to do is check the flight going the other direction just to see if we have any issues like mountains that we will be. Oh no, let's just follow the aircraft. And over here, do we have no one? Yeah, figures as much. And going off for the next flight. We have $2.2 billion, so you know, these pet projects, we can basically finance them. They don't need to make money. They never will. Well, they just might if we put enough planes on the line. Alright, we are going to switch to first person mode. And here we go. So takeoff is good. Tight bank to the left. This is going to be interesting. Alright, well, we got some altitude. No problem indeed. Although, Please tell me that the flight path of the airplane where's the airplane right now? You're like way outside your flight path. Is that going to go for the mountain? All right about that. Well, we're just going to close that and we're just going to jump back in. We may have to do some emergency terrain sculpting depending on if this plane decides to hit the mountain peak. Although at this rate, we're going to get right over the mountain. Let's just stop it there, see how much height we have. Oh yeah, we have lots of height. Lots of height indeed. Bother. Let's just jump back into first person again. Flying over Wichita Falls. Although I'd be curious, where is the falls? Because that's just Wichita River. M300's off in the distance. Be interesting to see if these routes generate passengers. This is going to be a relatively easy episode. I wanted to put the airports in. I did kind of want to do them on screen, but with the amount of terrain sculpting that needed to be done, I decided it'd probably be better just to do it off screen and not necessarily worry about it too much. Alright, so we're going to avoid that mountain there. That is awesome. And so we're going to swing around the airport. And that was most likely, yes indeed, the end of the year. And now we come down for our final approach. We have to fly by past the city. Now the question is, are we going to hit the hills behind the city? Nice view of the city approaching. We have the airport on the right side. That is nice. We're not flying so low as to potentially collide in with some buildings. And I see the other Dornier in taxiing. So it's interesting. This one left first. That one arrived first. And so right now we are... Okay, yep. No problem there. Spinning around. And the other one is waiting for us to land. And we come in for the landing. Alright about that. So, do we have anyone waiting here? No. No, we don't. Do we have anyone on this plane? No, we don't. Alright. Do we have anyone at this airport? Well, we already knew. No, we don't. And anyone over at this airport? No, we don't. Well, it'll take some time for those to get rolling. Although with that said, 32-minute frequency and 12-minute frequency. Really? Huh. So this one is 3 times as long. Interesting. Okay, well, what I'm going to want to do then... Do I buy them from here? Yeah, let's do it. Do it. We're going to actually put these on the Air Tacoma to Salinas line. And that will bring it down to 11 and 12-minute frequency. I doubt with a 32-minute frequency that this line necessarily would have made us money. So actually, given that, we could potentially run the Douglas DC-3s. It would cut the distance, the time taken in half. But no, we're going to go with the door name markers unless we just simply don't get any passengers wanting to. Do we have anyone wanting to come up? Anyone at all? No. Yeah, how about that? Alright, well, we are going to jump over to this plane. We are going to hop in first person. And here we go. And we're off. We know what the takeoff is going to be like. No problems there. Swing left. And then we will be passing to the right of the mountain. Although we'll definitely be getting some decent altitude. That's good. We will be passing over. Gainesville will be on the left. We have Athens over on the right. And then we have, we'll be passing right over Raleigh. You know what? I'm almost tempted to put a few more airports on this map. Because if these are running, like that was a 32-minute frequency from one side to the other. I could run the DC-3s. And then I could just put a bunch of smaller routes connecting out to different cities with these. Yeah, shorter routes, possibly. Although, where would I put them? I'd actually be tempted to put airport right down here. Because I think that's the only place where an airport would necessarily fit. And here we are. We are coming into South Bend. So yeah, this is definitely a shorter run. And yeah, once you get past Wichita, you have to go even further for the other line. Alright, so no problems coming over this ridge here. Then we turn, make a tight sweeping corner. When are we going to turn? Right here. Oh, wow. Flyby of the town. Oh, I hope we don't got any big buildings here. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Oh, wow. And then we come in for a landing. All right about that. That's awesome. So what we are going to do is just fly back the other direction. I don't expect us to have any issues. But we might as well do it nonetheless. Just because reasons. And yeah, I know I could run this on 3-speed. Because right now, what are we running at? Oh, we're actually running at 2-speed. Okay about that. Let's run it at 1-speed then. Maybe. Maybe we'll run it at 2-speed. Let's just sit back and enjoy the ride. What I might have to do is raise up the airport, which would be, don't really want to do that. What is that there? Is that just bits from the ground sticking up? Or what I'm going to have to do is destroy this chunk of town, drop it down, force the streets flat from down here, so that the town, if it's going to build height, is not going to have issues with the planes. Because that would suck. And on the runway, ready to take off. And here we go. And so we have liftoff. The land falls away. Bank on our way back to Tacoma. We'll be passing right directly over Raleigh. We have not Gainesville, Athens off there in the distance to the left. You know what? Let's just speed this up to speed 2. Gainesville's over there. This map has turned out to be pretty good. But we will be, after this week, ideally, at least that's the plan, moving on to, I've decided that I will be doing the European free play series that I've been planning to do all along. I want to spend some time playing with the European vehicles, since I have not really done much with them at all, except with the campaign. And of course the campaign is not all that, what's the word? The campaign is the campaign. It's very limited. Each mission is something specific. And so, yeah, about that. Are we going to have any issues with the mountain here? Or is this yet another scenic cross? Let's pause it there. And we have plane right there. Oh yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. Pull up! Pull up! Nope. Let's just slow it down. A little bit laggy. And coming in for landing. So that works out extremely well. Placement of the airports. We don't have to worry about major terrain work in order to get the planes to look right. So if I was... Oh, we got 12 people for South Bend, 2 people for Salinas. Wow, indeed. Let's get another aircraft on the line. Set aircraft to South Bend. Indeed. That's awesome. So that brings the frequency to each line down to 6 minutes. Alright. Over here in South Bend, we got someone showing up. We got a person wanting to go to Tacoma. Over here, we don't got anything. Alright about that. Well, that is awesome. We got people showing up for the planes. And over here, 36, 31, and 53. So what I am going to do... 53. 53 there. We have 48 to Tampa. We got one, actually 2 that just picked up. This one's going that way. Oh wow. 82 to Denton, 57 to Buffalo, 31 Tampa to Raleigh. Wow. This is nice. 20 to Denton to Garden Grove, 44 for Denton to Raleigh. We got 45 that wanted to go to St. Paul, and 41 to Tampa. Oh wow. We got people showing up. 30 for St. Paul to Thornton, 61 for Salinas to St. Paul. You know what? If things keep growing like they are growing right now, I am very tempted, quite possibly, 38 and 77. In the 40s there. This is awesome. Lots of people. Let's see. trains there. We got 19 trains on the Salinas to St. Paul line. 247 to 247, making $2.12 million. We have 9 trains on the Thornton to South Bend, $1.16 million. They're all making a profit with the exception of the Salinas to South Bend line. What's going on here? Really? Finances. Have we just not had the number of passengers? Looks like they've all picked up. Interesting. Actually, we were making 1.8 million here. We've just kept on adding and adding trains. And then we got to a point where, that's unfortunate. Okay, about that. We are going to 91 of 91 capacity. We have 117 of 117 capacity. I would almost be tempted if we did have enough people showing up. Salinas to rally. We have $2.4 billion in the bank, so do I pair them up? Let me know what you think. Should I take the M300s and chain them together? I presume I can. Go here, and if we, yes, we can. We can do a total of 3 of them. Do I do that? It wouldn't increase the frequency because it's the same number of units basically. We just double the capacity. 12 and 2. On the St. Paul to Thornton line, 6 with an 82-second frequency. Because the concern, of course, is that we do double them up. We double our expenses, and something happens where the passengers collapse. You know what? We are going to do it on the Salinas to St. Paul run. We are going to add a second M300. And we are going to do a replace now. $27.6 million. Probably one of the biggest payments that we have done to date. Let's put trains on just so we can find the next train. And those 2 are leaving. We have this one. Coming into Denton. And we will see how this does. Because yeah, if we can definitely double the passenger capacity and we still maintain the level of passengers that we are getting. And that's the thing, we double the passengers, we start moving a lot more passengers, but if we don't do anything with the frequency, it may not necessarily and there we go. 2 M300s chained together. 26 of 26 capacity. And so if we take a look at the line itself, Salinas St. Paul, how many vehicles have converted over? We got 6 of them. We have a bunch more to switch out. Well, we'll give that a go and see if it helps. Did we have one? Yep, we had one that left. And yeah, these will run. We double their power, we double their weight, their capacity, and they'll still perform just as well as they did when they just had one on. Indeed. Indeed. Jump down in first person. Nice. Although that crossover is a little wonky there. And we have another one coming back the other direction. 92 kilometers an hour. So we're not really at our max speed. 93 kilometers an hour. It's a little bit slow eventually, but compared to other trains, yeah, these will definitely do wonders. So we've ramped our capacity up to 429. Hopefully we do not kill our profitability there. Hopefully we maintain the profitability of that line. Otherwise we can just go back to a single unit. But at this point in time, what I'm going to do is take a break here. We spent some time with the planes. Planes are looking good. We're actually getting passengers. I was actually a little bit surprised since I wasn't sure how they do. But if they are slightly faster and they go across the map, I just might make the Salinas to Tacoma run. If it proves to be really popular, I might just put the DC-3s on them just to speed it up. What I could do is say run Dorniers from say South Bend to maybe Tampa or South Bend to Buffalo. Buffalo could potentially use a airport because it just has the Salina to Tampa segment as connections. Yeah, about that. Athens has lots of connections out everywhere. Gainesville is pretty decent for connections. I might run a airport in St. Paul, maybe. Maybe an airport out here. How would an airport? Well, I could almost put one in. Although I would have a lot of terrain. Yeah, about that. Anyway, at this point in time, I'm going to take a break here, and we will continue off with more Transport Fever, Truck Fever edition in the next episode. We have 5 more episodes planned. I haven't really planned exactly what I want to do. I do want to get to that rail line, and I just might put in another rail line from Tacoma, Garden Grove, Athens, and Wichita Falls, just as a transfer line. I've just been thinking about that, but I might not necessarily do it. Although, with that said, 5 more episodes, anything can happen. I don't think there's much else other than that, and a few bits and pieces that I want to get done on this map. Maybe beautify it a bit, maybe do some first-person runs on the various lines. But at this point in time, thank you for joining me for this episode of Transport Fever, Truck Fever Edition. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott for SB Gaming, and as always, have a good day.